Amici, oddio, ok, si imitava frame rate strani. Speriamo di finire sta tortura.
Day to you, young sir. May I say, your playing of Titus Andronicus's comely mother was excellent. Well, a wondrous performance, Mr. Bell.
Aye, well, they let me play her in the end. Your crushed Beetlejuice thing worked very well. Mr. Burbage decided to keep me in the role when he saw my rosy cheeks and that.
Indeed. Forsooth, I am glad the cochineal beetle treatment proved efficacious.
Ah, well, I'm not so sure I am, innit? My newfound loveliness has stirred a passion in Mistress Burbage. She's been trying to move to me. And because I've been saying flattering things to her on account of your advice, she thinks she has a shot with me.
On my word. But surely, Mr. Bell, if Mistress Burbage's attentions occasion you discomfort, you have merely to tell her so. Make it plain you wish your relationship to remain professional, and bid her abstain from any amorous advances.
You what? Nay, sir. If I air her, she'll be vexed and I could lose my job. Know you what I mean?
Ah, I see, yes. If she were to take umbrage, she might use her influence over her husband to prevent you from getting work. Well, I do have a recipe for a very effective aphrodisiac. Nay? Then let us see what the stars advise. How might Humphrey Bell calm the ardour of Mistress Burbage without it costing him his career?
Fucilarla.
It would seem Mistress Burbage's behaviour can be attributed to her excessive sanguinity. To wit, there is an imbalance of blood in her body. It compels her towards an indulgence in lustful passions.
What do you mean, like? She's ill or something? Her grabbing me backstage and trying to beg me, 'tis an imbalance of blood making her do all that. So, how do I help her fix her problem then?
Her problem? Oh, nay, Mistress Burbage is not ill. Forsooth, indulging in her lustful passions is a most healthsome pursuit, which doubtless brings her much pleasure. Indeed, the only person who has a problem with her lustful activities is you.
You what?
Perchance you could find a means of adding cooling and drying foods to the lady's diet to counteract the fiery moistness of her sanguinity. I suggest myrtle berries, lettuce, and mallows.
Methinks I can add them plants to the morning potage she takes during rehearsal. And if that don't make her move from me, I might start adding poison in it.
Eccessivo, ragazzi. Bene. Non riceveremo nemmeno la sua lettera, ma... 2, 3... No, non riceveremo secondo me nessuna lettera. Vediamo un po' chi abbiamo adesso. È stato arrestato in rifortesco. Va bene, è andata male anche quella, ma... Oh! Lancelot Moore, l'ultima volta cosa gli avevamo detto? Non lo so, non mi ricordo più. Oh, cioè... Dai che manca poco. Me lo sento. Questa è la parte buona in cui finiamo il gioco. Questa è la volta buona. Poi lo caccio bello valore in flop. Gesù. Finito? Ringraziamo il coro dell'Antoniano.
Good even, Mr. Moore. How may I do you service?
I have a mind to take up a profession and would have your counsel on it. For I must say, your advice thus far has been most excellent. Counselling me not to marry that sly succubus Emma Dyer did veritably save my life. Indeed, I have heard it rumoured that her husbands have a lamentable habit of dying, if you follow my meaning. In short, their deaths are most unnatural and not at all accidental. Do you understand what I'm telling you, Foreman?
Aye, I do, Mr. Moore. Pray afford me a moment to recover from the excess of shock and surprise I do feel upon being told of the lady's true nature. Now, you say you wish to take up a profession. 'Tis a military career you're considering, I presume? You wish to distinguish yourself in battle?
Nay, 'tis a career in the church. I have a mind to take holy orders.
You wish to become a clergyman? Pray tell, how came you by this notion?
'Twas given me by the top dog himself, the Archbishop of Canterbury. He's a hunting chum of my father's. Aye, the Archbishop is a crackshot with a musket. You should see him at it, Foreman. Give the man half an hour and a pouch of lead shot, and he'll turn your duck pond into duck soup. It seems the Archbishop has had his eye on me for quite some time.
Verily, indeed.
He says I show great promise, and that under his personal tutelage I should rise very rapidly. He even said he has a mind to make me Bishop of Salisbury.
Ah, yes, the much-coveted bishopric of Salisbury.
But before I make my final decision, Foreman, I thought I'd better come to you first.
Aye, very wise of you. Then let us see what the stars foretell. Would my querent, Lancelot Moore, enjoy success as a clergyman? You should indeed take holy orders, Mr. Moore, for the stars do indicate that life as a clergyman would
Ha
transform
un suo
you.
senso.
It would turn your mind away from vice and idle pursuits.
I see.
So, there is your answer.
Ah, yea. But do the stars give any additional reasons as to why I might pursue a career in the church? Aside from the fact of it being godly and such.
Well, my chart does also suggest that doing so would enhance your eligibility as a suitor, for taking orders would serve as a signal of your wisdom and virtue.
Oh, verily?
Aye, it says here that if you become a clergyman, yes, that God will reward you with ladies.
God's underlumps! And to think all the hours I've wasted learning to play the lute for such a purpose. I thank you, Foreman, for you have helped me find my true calling. I shall take holy orders and begin dispensing wise counsel and spiritual guidance to all the ladies of London.
Niente. Non abbiamo la sua lettera, per pochissimo. Lei era Emma Sharp. Ne mancano due. Cazzo, mi ero anche scordato che fosse lei.
God give you good day, madam.
Good day to you, sir, and well met.
And how fares your husband, Lady Dyer? I recall you were worried for his health.
'Twas the diabetes, the disease you judged him as having. He died from wounds that never healed.
You mean the wound on his lordship's hand? But I recall you saying it was quite small.
Oh, yes, that wound was, but he acquired many more. One evening, whilst we were summering at our country estate, the stone railing of our balcony gave way, and he fell into some particularly thorny rose bushes.
Verily? How distressing. And he never recovered from the scratches?
Nay, 'twas
Good.
most tragical and so forth.
Well,
Non
I
ci
am
resisto
sorry
mai
to hear
a
of your husband's passing, but, madam, are you quite well?
Secondo me è un nuovo
You do not
marito.
seem yourself this day, if I may remark on it.
Dr. Foreman, I am more myself than you have ever seen me, for during these past years I have been playing a role that has served me well, to be sure, but I am grown tired of it. Indeed, I am not proud of my dissembling. I'm not proud of some other things besides.
And doubtless you are come to unburden yourself by confessing your, what those things are.
What? Nay, of course not. As I was saying, whilst my dissimulations have afforded me wealth and status, such a life as I have lived has not fulfilled me. For though I have been married many times, and known many men, I have always lacked one important thing,
A moral compass?
and that thing is love. In short, I have found love, Dr. Foreman, and the object of my affection is not one of these privileged popinjays I've met at the royal court. Nay, 'tis a real man, a man who knows what it is to make his own way in the world.
Oh, you mean to say... You mean you and I?
Verily, upon seeing him play Tamara in Titus Andronicus at the Globe one even, I was, well, my heart was took.
I see. You are in love with a player then, I take it.
Aye, and I wish to marry him. But first, I would know whether such a match be advisable. Is our love true, or is my considerable coin and property where his true affections lie? Such a deception would not surprise me in truth.
Well, nay, doubtless it would not. Let us see whether the stars can tell us.
Allora. Sì, così ci dai gli
Stars bless the
spunti.
match between you and the young man.
They do not think it would be bad for him in some way. They do not judge.
The chart indicates that your relationship with this young man has changed you. It would be a faithful, lasting marriage.
Verily? I must own I dared not expect such a happy ending to my story. I thank ye heartily, Dr. Foreman.
Bene. Era l'ultimo? Non era l'ultimo. E invece a quanto... Ma non era l'ultimo. Ah! Era l'ultimo... Oh, buono! Quindi ne mancano 2 per Mary Payne, 1 per lui. Oh, l'ultimo per Alfie. Vi prego, basta. Voglio tagliarmi la gola con una moneta da 20 centesimi. Allora, quanto... Ma poi curioso, no? Allora, 4 anni, ma che cazzo? Vabbè, dai.
Good day, Mr. Bell. I see here in my notes the last time you came to us for counsel regarding Mistress Burbage and her tender advances.
Aye, and the advice you gave me to cool her down and that worked her treat. Since I've been
Wow.
putting them herbs in her potage, she spends so much time in the privy, I hardly ever see her now.
That is... Well, I am glad my advice achieved the desired outcome and Mistress Burbage is no longer bothering you.
'Tis about another lady I'm come this day. 'Tis a member of the audience who comes to all my performances and brings me flowers and sweetmeats. A mature lady, a widow, innit?
Another one? On my word, you are most ill-fortuned, Mr. Bell. Verily, are no young players safe these days from being preyed upon by lecherous old ladies?
'Tis not all ladies, Dr. Foreman. Not this one, anyways. Emma ain't like any of the other ladies I've met. In truth, Dr. Foreman, we wish to be wed. I love her, innit?
Ah, then what is your trouble?
Well, I've heard tell of some vexing things. There are them that say she has a heart of stone and only marries to get her hands on a man's money, though I have none, and she bare rich. But she has been widowed many times, and there's even a rumour saying she's had a hand in her husband's deaths.
Oh, verily? How shocking.
I must own to being a trifle shook by it, and maybe a bit excited as well, but mainly shook, innit?
Doubtless you are, for 'tis most frightening if there be any truth to these rumours. We must consult the stars and see whether it be wise for you to marry. Should Humphrey Bell wed this wealthy widow, and what will become of him if he does?
Beh, se a lei abbiamo detto di sposarlo, cioè nel senso... Allora... No, aspetta. Siamo ottimisti.
It has been my privilege to guide you over the years.
Siamo, non so cosa da ottimisti,
in
non
life.
so.
Wisely, I
Non
hope,
so più o
but
meno le
certainly
parole che sto
leave a
dicendo.
sense of care for your well-being.
Voglio solo poi
Indeed,
fine sto gioco.
I have come to think of you as a father might think of a son. 'Tis a responsibility
Che altro
I've
cazzo
not
abbiamo
taken
consigliato a
lightly,
lei di
and
sposare
in
lui,
loco
non con,
parentis,
cioè
as it were,
seguiamo col
I
filone,
feel an
no?
obligation to...
Sir, begging your pardon, sir, but I'm going to stop you right there because I need to know, innit? Should I marry Emma or not?
The stars bless the match between you and this widow, Mr. Bell. Forsooth, she is, let us be frank, wondrous wealthy. Marrying her will make you a rich man indeed, and with time and faith, you will have many children together.
I'd have to have a full lot of faith, though. My Emma is all of 46 years of age.
Emma, you say this lady's name is?
Dr. Foreman, methinks your stars ain't working true this day.
Ma io
I
non
must
so,
make this life-changing decision.
ma non avevo la benché minima idea dell'età di quella donna. Va bene, inculati.
Good morrow, Mistress Payne. It has been quite some time since I last saw you. Did you ever hear from the Archbishop? I recall your husband was intending to write to him, expressing your concerns about the Continentals.
Aye, we did write, but he never replied. Not that I am surprised, mind you, as they do say that Archbishop Whitgift is a very idle man, not to speak of the unsavoury goings-on within the walls of Lambeth Palace. They say that in the great dining hall the Archbishop and his guests do feast and carouse from dusk till dawn, and 'tis said that in some of the palace rooms they indulge in fornication and sodomitical sins.
Verily, indeed. Then, doubtless that leaves him very little time to reply to every...
Truly, methinks being surrounded by such decadence and corruption of the flesh is likely to have made the Archbishop very hard. Aye, bearing witness to so much vice would make a man very hard indeed. Hard, Dr. Foreman? Insensible to the needs and difficulties of ordinary folk such as you and I. Verily, I do not wonder that such a hard man gave me no satisfaction. Which is why I am come to you this day, Dr. Foreman. Something did trouble me last night, and I would have you tell me what it might have been.
I will if I can, madam. Prithee, describe it to me.
Well, at first was the noise of a boat that did awaken me. I got up out of bed and went to the window to see what was. As you know, on 4th Street we are right by the banks of the Thames. In the moonlight, I could just make out a ferry crossing the river, loaded up with large barrels.
And you thought it suspicious?
Aye, indeed, for the hour was very late and the boat's lamp was not lit. I did not wake Mr. Payne to ask his opinion, for, in truth, he has told me he wishes to hear no more about the things I see from our window. So, I am come to you, for I can have no rest until I know who those men were and what they were doing. Who knows what foul deeds may be afoot in Lambeth Town? Mayhap the men I saw were Catholic spies, engaging in some manner of nefarious plot against the realm.
Then let us see. What does God have to say regarding this boat you saw crossing the Thames last night? Was it some kind of elaborate Catholic plot, or is there a more likely explanation?
Un motoschifo di Alla ricerca di Nemo. Allora, no. No. Allora. Indica il male, Gesù. Andiamo.
Be not afeard, Mistress Payne, for there is a perfectly innocent explanation for what you
No, ma
saw.
tanto
The men in the boat were naught but
adesso
thieves
salterà
and
fuori,
smugglers.
come è successo
Doubtless they were
prima, no? Salta
transporting
fuori
contraband
un'informazione di
fresh
cui non
wine or
avevo la
medicine.
benché minima
Really,
idea
Dr. Foreman?
e ci
If that is what
disintegrerà
the
il
stars say, then
tutto.
doubtless 'tis true. Though I know not why English folk go to such trouble to drink that continental wine made with those decadent foreign fruits. Mr. Payne and I drink naught but good British wine made from wholesome English turnips.
Bene. Non mi ricordo di quanto è aumentato.
Hear ye, hear ye! Catholic terror plot to blow up Parliament foiled!
Adesso ci dirà che abbiamo torto. Basta, non proprio più questi cazzo di canti, veramente. La puttana, ogni volta li fanno sempre più lunghi. Saranno anche divertenti, carini e tutto. Va bene una volta, va bene due, va bene per i personaggi nuovi. Ma porca puttana, qui ogni volta che entra qualcuno è sempre un canto continuo. Magari qualcuno è qui da 10 anni, capito? Cioè, no.
Good day, Mistress Payne. You seem in good cheer.
Guarda
That
che
I am, Dr. Foreman. This day I am taking my niece on a lovely outing to see the cockfighting in Vauxhall.
Ah, there is a cockpit in Vauxhall now, is there?
Aye, and a very fine one.
ma le piaceva
And
dei
I did
galli
think
che
we need a
lottano,
nice day out
succede.
to turn our minds away from that terrible affair of the Catholics plotting to blow up the Houses of Parliament. And my niece does so love the cocks.
Che detta così.
Doubtless, madam. And the gunpowder plot was indeed a terrible business.
They say it was the doings of a group of young Catholic nobles from the Midlands, do they not? And that the gunpowder was ferried across the Thames at Lambeth under cover of darkness. Doubtless, 'twas the very same boat I did tell you about, Dr. Foreman. It was most ill of you to tell me what I saw was merely smugglers transporting foreign wine.
Aye, mayhap I was in error there. But this day I am less concerned with the state of the nation and more concerned for your health, madam. For I do remark that your eyes are most red and irritated in appearance. And you seem troubled with a hacking cough. For how long have you had these troubles?
Only these past few days, and as well as my eyes and my cough, I do also find it a trifle vexing to breathe.
Then let us now consult the stars. What ails Mistress Mary Payne?
Io come cazzo lo so. Può starci, ha un suo senso. No, dai, su. Ha una sua logica.
Cough is doubtless occasioned by a mere cold in the head. What concerns me more is your bloodshot eyes, for I warrant they have begun to develop cataracts. I will have my manservant fetch 2 head lice, then apply a louse to each of your eyes. Once the lice have eaten away the cataracts, your eyes will begin to heal.
Lice are to feed upon my eyes. Looks a mercy. Well, if you say so, Dr. Foreman, though in truth
Hold.
I...
What is that acrid odour? Methinks it does emanate from your clothing. Madam, have you been taking part in the anti-Catholic pogroms that Lambeth has witnessed these past days? The burning of houses and shops? The lynching of priests from trees upon Lambeth Green?
Mayhap I have, and what of it? You should be congratulating me and my ilk for keeping you safe, and for sending a clear message to those Catholics who would plot against our Parliament and blow us up with gunpowder.
Madam, these Catholics are our neighbours, our colleagues, and our friends. I beseech you to consider your actions, madam. Are not Catholics people too, just as we are? If you prick them, do they not bleed?
Aye, and their flesh does burn the same and all. I fear I do not follow your reasoning, Dr. Foreman.
Are they not subject to the same diseases, healed by the same cures as we are? And if not cured, then, alas, taken so soon, so needlessly. I did never have the chance to... Oh, my sweet Avis, can you ever forgive me?
Is something the matter with you, Dr. Foreman? On my honor, you do seem most troubled. Mayhap you should be going to consult with a doctor yourself. God keep you well, Dr. Foreman. Blessed day.
Lui intanto sta riflettendo sulla sua vita.
Hear ye!
Oh, di nuovo la piaga.
Struck by plague. Playhouses closed by order of the king. Hear ye!
Di nuovo la piaga. Ci rimane lui. Poi ho finito. Oh, è morto. Non otterremo la licenza. Adesso osserviamo. Cioè, quanto cazzo devi far durare? È un intermezzo, non è una strofa di caparezza. Gesù.
God give you good day, your grace. How fare you this...
Know you whether the plague will reach as far as Lambeth? Have you seen it in the stars?
Ah, the plague that has begun to spread throughout London. Rest assured, your grace, if the plague does indeed reach Lambeth, the people of Lambeth will have me, Dr. Simon Foreman, at their service. My renowned strong water cure will doubtless be required.
I bid you, read the stars for me now. Will or will it not reach Lambeth?
Of course, as it pleases, your grace. Let us see what the stars have to say. Will the London plague reach beyond the city walls to Lambeth?
Che opzioni ho? Non sono credibili. La piaga ci punirà. Non niente da temere. Deve semplicemente pazientare. Se fa il suo dovere rimane a Londra. Dovrebbe viaggiare. No. Come cazzo la vuole combattere la piaga? Cioè... Dai.
Ah, yes. The stars are most clear on the matter. Very clear indeed.
Then what do they say? Tell me!
Well, before I give you my answer, I would have your decision on granting me that medical license we spoke of on your previous visits. I am sorry, Your Grace, but I must insist upon it.
I would gladly do so, but I find my hands tied due to various episcopal and doctrinal... As I see you are determined not to let the matter rest, I will speak true. Some years ago, the Queen's physician, Dr. Richard Smith, did write me a letter on behalf of the College of Physicians. He warned me in the strongest terms against granting you a medical license. So you see, I cannot grant you a license without raising the ire of the College of Physicians.
But...
Now, Dr. Foreman. Doubtless you are thinking that a man of my position, one of the most powerful men in England, should not be so easily put off by such a letter. However, and methinks you know this from your own experience, The college is a terrifying organization that will stop at nothing to get their way.
Ma i titoli
Why
sono
would we be better
cannatissimi.
off defying the Queen herself than the licensed doctors of London? For whilst our Lord God in heaven may be merciful, the College of Physicians is not.
Aye, verily. I must own that what you say is very true.
But mayhap I will furnish you with a letter of recommendation to the University of Cambridge. They may confer upon you a medical degree, and thereby a medical license.
I thank you, Your Grace.
Now, prithee, answer my question.
Your Grace, I am sorry to inform you that Lambeth will not escape the plague this time. It will reach Lambeth before the week is out.
God's mercy! Are you sure of this?
Aye, it seems this plague is God's punishment upon us, though 'tis not clear in the stars what the punishment is for. Debauchery, mayhap? Insufficient burning of heretics? 'Tis hard to know. No doubt such questions as these will occupy your thoughts in the coming hours and days, though doubtless your priority lies with preparing your clergy and their congregations for the trials to come.
Yes, indeed. I must start preparing the household now if we are to remove to Sussex before the plague reaches us.
But surely you're not leaving Lambeth, Your Grace. Not in its hour of need.
Worry not, Dr. Foreman. I will, of course, have my vicars remain, so they may give last rites to their parishioners.
Before you go, Your Grace, I believe you were intending to write me a letter of recommendation.
Well, indeed, I will reflect on the quality of advice you have given me over the years, and if I judge that you have acted with some skill, then I will have my new chaplain, Lancelot Moore, draft you a letter of recommendation and have it sent to you. Good day, Dr. Foreman.
Quindi... Ah, non gli è nemmeno piaciuta. Vabbè, inculatevi, dai.
Though he is not quite a proper doctor yet, one day a license he will surely get. But if he rises up to high from whence he began, will be common folk still see Foreman as a man.
Ultimo atto.
You cannot board up my house! 'Tis not a plague house! You are mistaken! I do not have the plague! Let me out of here! Know you not who I am, you fools? I am Simon Foreman, Doctor of Astrology and Physic! Fie upon those ungrateful wretches! Have I not always been there for them when they needed me? Am I not the doctor who risked his life to cure them during the plague of '92, when all the other doctors and their high-born friends fled London and left them to die? Indeed, mayhap next time I will think again before risking my life in the service of the townsfolk, if this is the way I'm to be repaid. And forsooth, if my deeds are so easily forgotten by the living, what chance is there for my work to be remembered by generations to come? What will the world know of me once I'm gone?
Ma non credo. Abbiamo di speranza.
I see. Many years will pass before my work is to be given the recognition it deserves. Men living centuries from now, mayhap even ladies, will study my treatises and casebooks with great care and write histories about my work. But hold, does not Mr. Shakespeare tell the lives of great men upon the stage? Perchance playwrights will use the wondrous stage machinery of the future to illuminate my work. Mayhap the story of my life will be told by players. For though I may yet lack a medical license, the historical importance of my work is, well, 'tis undeniable. But if I am to go forth into the world to make any further contributions to the advancement of medical science, I must find a way to pry these wretched boards off my front door. William! William! Fetch me a crowbar!
Che succede, no? Ah, così?
Long ago in England in 1592, there begins our tale and all of
Non posso skipparlo. Gesù, no, non ne posso più. Non ne posso veramente, veramente più. Allora.
weeping sores and leaving thousands dead.
From towns and cities, doctors they did flee.
No, no, non c'è un nome che conosco.
Patients to die.
But one brave doctor stayed when all the cow was fed. Might out the bin because he was too sick to leave his bed.
Foreman made a plague cure and used it on himself. Then left his house to risk for London's to
Era iniziato così bene sto gioco. Ma così bene. Poi è finito così a cazzo. Cioè, poi è finito, proseguito. Va completamente a cazzo. Non c'è un personaggio che mi sia stato anche solo minimamente simpatico. Sono una ridicola storia. È tutto così. Boh. Anche la comicità stessa del gioco perde punti dopo un po', perché cioè Gesù diventa veramente pesante, veramente tanto pesante. Felice di essermi liberato.